Alrighty. Right now, I want to touch on faith and a little bit about transformation. Excuse me. I am I've came down with a little bit of sickness, but I'm fighting it. I'm gonna be a-okay. But that's why my voice sounds a little funny right now. But big thing about this video that I want to touch on is faith. I feel like I'll say the past month, my faith has been built brick by brick in such a wonderful way. And I've been transformed into a new person, I almost feel like, in this last month, right? Right now I'm in my son's room. He has the best setup, honestly. But let me give y'all a little background. About a month ago, it was about, I think, November 29th, I was hospitalized for my Crohn's disease, or that's what I'm thinking it is, right? Long story short, they end up saying it was ulcerative colitis. Tomato, same difference. Anyways, the reason why I was hospitalized for this is because I was losing weight at an alarming rate. I could not eat. I was throwing up. Couldn't really get out the bed, and there was really nothing no one could do for my body to bounce back. The inflammation was just horrible. Um, and a good part of that reason was emotions, right? Um, My son's mother decided to take him out of the state for Thanksgiving, and we had an agreement. We had a talk last year about if she's gonna be taking them. It's something about communication. Communicate this because obviously, if we're both sharing holidays, you don't just take your son or take my son and tell me this is what you're doing. It's something you communicate, something we talk about. And I clearly let her know it's something I did not feel comfortable with. It's something I did not want to do. And she still chose to do that. And I let my emotions get the better of me. Hey, it happens to the best of us. So while I was by myself, I was I got myself so mad and so worked up that I got myself sick. You know what I mean? I got myself so sick that I could not do anything. I literally was killing myself. And when you're going through things like that, especially when someone's playing around with your kids, this isn't the first time. She's done it last year. She's kept them last summer. And this is from someone who hasn't been the most present in his life. She's in and out. She's been in and out of prison. And I've always felt like I've held it down. I've always been solid. I've never been the type of person to be evil or conniving. When she's been through her things, she's never came out or been through what she's been through, and I've never tried to withhold him from her. Now she knows that she could do that for certain reasons, right? Um, but I'm not gonna get all into that. The basis of what I'm trying to say is I let my emotions get the better of me, which was making me sick, you know. And I'm a big believer in God. I read the Bible too, but I'm also a big believer in mind power. I believe that what you think equals what you believe equals how you feel equals what you perceive, right? So essentially, what I feel like I was doing was I was letting all the negative thoughts, all the negative emotions pretty much kill me. I was letting it take everything it had from me. And when I ended up in the hospital, mind you, I've been hospitalized for Crohn's, but it's only been for a night. I go for a night, I go get a IV. They may give me a little potassium back home. I'm good. I don't know why I thought that might be the same case this time, but no. When I went there, they're like, "Yeah, we want to keep you. we we definitely want to keep you for like 2 3 days. 2 3 days turn to 6 days. 6 days turned to 8 days. 8 days turned to 11 days. So I ended up staying in there 11 days. And what's so funny is through these 11 days, I would say 7 of those days, though they had me on the IV, though they had me, um, they were giving me everything I need, whether it was potassium, magnesium, the inflammation, nothing was helping. What's up, boo? Let me, let me make this video real quick and I'll be right out there, okay? Alrighty. So, though I was on all those kinds of things, I was not getting better. And it was my mental. When I was in when I was in the hospital for a lot of those, let's say 7 of those days, I was very negative. I was mad at everyone. Now, mind you, I was still mad at the situation with my son. So I was taking it out almost on everybody. Oh, this person hasn't came and seen me in the hospital. This person doesn't stand up for me. This person doesn't do this. This person doesn't do that. I was ready to just go off on anyone and everyone. Whether you were on my team or not on my team, I was gonna find a reason to be mad at you, right? And what's funny is it was reflecting in my body. It was like one of the most clearest things ever, but I couldn't see it because I was so stuck on you did this to me, you did that to me. And what's crazy is this is the thing about life is you can have the best reason. You can have the best reason. But that doesn't life doesn't care. You know, your body doesn't care if it's a good reason for you to be hurting. If you choose to keep hurting, you will keep hurting, right? I think one night, maybe let's say it's the eighth night, right? And mind you, let's say, all right, so days 1 through 7, I'm going to the bathroom still easily 11 to 20 times, right? I'm still very, very sick. On day 8, um, my cousin comes in and we have this conversation. Now, mind you, I've had other people come in. My mom came in, my grandma came in. We've all had good conversations. But when my cousin came in, it kind of gave me a time to reflect and to be grateful, right? And this is one big thing about being grateful. Being grateful changes you. Being grateful changes your perspective. Being grateful changes your chemicals in your body, right? I had a chance to keep being angry about what was going on and keep complaining. Shoot, I had good reasons, right? We all have good reasons to be mad and be angry and hold on to things. Or I could be grateful. And I don't remember exactly the exact change or the exact time, but when we spoke, somewhere in that conversation, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was talking to my mom earlier, and I forgot who we were talking about in the Bible, but she was basically telling me, You're basically gonna have to find a way to become content in any situation." Whether people are treating you right, wrong, um, whatever's going on, you're gonna have to be content in any situation. And when she said that, I remember I was fighting it. You know what I mean? It's just like I was fighting that thought, like, no, these people need to do this, or this is wrong, or this is right. And when I had the conversation with my cousin, it was more so of a thing of like, I was like, oh my God, I kind of understand what my mom was trying to tell me. It's like no matter what people do or how they act or how they react or who they are, you're going to have to be content with that and be happy and be fine within yourself, right? So in that conversation and my cousin just coming and seeing me and us talking and he's goofy as hell, so us just having a good time, he brought a lot of joy to me. Plus, I had a really, really cool nurse that they kind of were making me laugh, being stupid. Mind you, that night I had to take a what do you call it, a suppository. So it was another thing we could kind of crack up at, and it changed like a chemical in my mind, and I just started thinking, you know what? Let me just start being grateful for things. And I just changed how I felt. You know, like, you know what? Let me just be grateful for my cousin coming. Let me be grateful that my brother came and see me. Let me be grateful that my mom continuously comes up here. Let me be grateful that my grandma brought me some coconut water. Let me be grateful that I'm not dead. Let me be grateful that even though my son's mom is trying to keep me from him, I got to see my son while I'm in the hospital. Just little things, just anything I could be grateful for. Let me be grateful that I could take a shower here. You know what I mean? Let me be grateful that I have the time away from normal life to sit and be able to listen to what God is actually telling me. Let me be grateful that life is slowing down for me right now. Anything. It's funny, even me and my dad's relationship started to grow, and we don't talk that much. So it's just funny how these things it slowed my life down and allowed me to listen to God, and then it allowed me to be grateful, which was strengthening my faith, right? Um, and strengthening my relationship with God, so I know that I could hear Him. Now it's no question. I'm not doing anything else. Sitting in this hospital bed every single day, I can hear you. You know what I mean? Um, and it's funny because that night, every other night, I was going to the bathroom easily 8 to 11 times at night. So let's say 8 o'clock hits till 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up every hour, probably going. And that night, I only went twice or 3 times. Like that's how. As soon as I was grateful, that's how fast my body changed. That is how fast. Like it's almost as if your mind is there and your body just has to catch up. That's it. But that's how fast it happened. And I'm a big believer in, like I said, mind power. Thought there was about to be a sneeze there. I used to listen to Joe Dispenza. I still do a little bit. So it's just funny. Like I started mixing my belief in God and then my belief in mind power, and it helped so much. So, like I said, so let's say that's day 8. Like I said, I was only in the hospital for 11 days. By the rest of those days, just getting better like this. I'm talking and mind you, the first 7 to 8, the first 7 days, I had steroids going through my IV, which means I was getting the strong steroids and they still were not working. Now on day 8 or oh yeah, on day 8 before anything changed, they gave me the pill steroid, which is way weaker than the ones that go through your IV. Now, that don't make sense. Why would I get better once you weaken my steroids? Right? You're not giving me anything stronger or different. You're actually giving me a weaker form of the steroids, but it was when my mind changed that my body started to change. That was the most beautiful thing that happened in there because I was like, you know, this is a distinct message from God that this is not the steroids that is doing it for you right now. It is as soon as you change your mind from being hateful and mad and all those other things, then being grateful, your body changed for you, right? Now, on those next 3 days, I just continue to be grateful. I continue to be grateful. I continue to be happy. Um, and it truly changed how I felt. Now, before I went to the hospital, there was a lot of things that I was doing, and there was a lot of ways that I was living that wasn't conducive to the life that I wanted, right? Um, and by the time I got out the hospital, what's so funny is my mom was like, "Okay, well, when you get upstairs, just make sure that you lay down and get some rest." And it was almost like I wasn't the same person that went in the hospital. Like that dude was dead. Like I once I got home, the place where I lived at wasn't the place that aligned with who I was anymore. I changed up my whole room. I cleaned, I rearranged my dog, my son's room, my bathroom. my car. Like the next day, I took almost everything on my car. I changed it up. And I was just so grateful for everything, and that God did not give up on me, and that keeping the faith, and that being able to listen to Him, and that knowing that people actually did love and care about me. It's like I almost felt the prayers of people who said that they prayed for you, and people who prayed over me. I felt that. Like I felt that love. And what's crazy is when people say God is love, that is so freaking real. Like that is so real. Like that thing that's going to actually heal you is actually love. Like that's and it sounds so corny, but that thing that heals you is love, right? And and it's just like I felt so much of that. Like once I got out the hospital, I couldn't nothing about who I used to be could still align with who I am now, right? And mind you, that was only a month ago. But now I feel so empowered. I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning and get my day started. And I have a consistent routine. And since in the hospital, I only had two things to really look forward to, right? That was taking a shower and making my bed. That gets you so used to like such a simple routine that once I got out, it was easy. I don't need anything else. You know what I mean? I need simple and whatever works for me. So that's cleanliness with myself, and that's cleanliness with the areas around me. Anywhere around me, it just has to be put together, right? Um, and that helped me with having more of a clear mind and a clear space. So everything around me now is so dang organized and so dang put together that um it gives me what I need. The little dopamine rushes that I get are from cleaning or cooking my son food or going out on a walk or going to work. It's very simple things. I don't need anything extra to do it for me because the simple things find so much gratitude in them. And like I said, this is about faith and transformation. So that was my big transformation. And my big thing about faith is God makes promises to you. And sometimes through the process, it feels hard to hold on to the promise that He makes you. There's certain promises that God has made me that I won't speak on right now because I feel like some things it's just between you and God. But in the process, it's hard. I'm going through so much still right now. Um, but it's almost like I have the peace of God. I have a knowing that as long as I stay the course and I stay with what He wants me to do, then it don't matter what I necessarily go through because I know I'm gonna make it through at the end. I know where I'm gonna be at the end. It's just all it does is build my faith and my strength and my relationship with God because on times where I need to lean on somebody, I'm leaning on Him, you know. And I just feel so strong now, like mentally strong, physically strong. If y'all seen me a month ago, I look like a skeleton now. I'm still underweight, but I feel so much better. I feel so much stronger. I feel like I'm cleansed, right? Um, there's not much things I need other than Him. Um, and there's it's almost like I just feel so intrigued to what my future is going to look like because I know since I'm walking with Him now, my future is bright. Like whatever I got going, no one can take it away from me because it's already set in stone. And and there are days obviously that I worry or days where the emotion tries to come in, but my faith is so strong that it doesn't overtake me. It's just like you feel it, it leaves, you have faith. Period. You know what I mean? And if there's days where it's a little harder than others, that's when I can lean more onto God. And lately, I've been hearing a lot of God telling me to be silent with Him. You know, and the biggest thing about being silent with Him is that's how it was in the hospital. I had no other distractions, nothing else going on in life. So all I could do was be silent with him and sit with him. So it's just so dope because now I'm going through something else. But I know in the promise that he made me. And I know as long as I stick the course and stay the process, that he will see me through this. And there's people that want my, that are praying on my downfall, but I'm working with a power that's just you can't beat this power. You know what I mean? This is a God of power. You can't. I couldn't beat it. You can't beat it. No, I'm working with it, so I'm not. I don't have that fear anymore about a bunch of things. It's just like, hey, if you want to go against that, good luck. But I don't really recommend it. You know what I mean? And I'm so strong. I'm so strong in my faith right now that nothing's gonna steer me off the course. And I understand that there will continue to be things that may try to steer me off the course, but it's not gonna happen. Um, I guess that's really all I have for right now. I just wanted to make sure that y'all understand faith and transformation. And I believe that everybody has the possibility to go through a transformation and to have this type of strong faith. Um, this is my first video. We gonna see how it go. But like I said, I got faith. So whoever it needs to go to, wherever it needs to be, it's gonna definitely travel faster than me. I appreciate y'all, and I'm out.